If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 14 of the Inter Milan career mode here on FIFA 15. In today's video, we kind of got a two-parter. The first part will be me explaining why the title says fuck my life, and the second half will be us looking at transfer targets for the upcoming transfer window. So, jumping straight in with the first part. Fuck my life. This series has obviously been quite recent, and we've been going for about 10 episodes. We've gotten ourselves from the start of the season up to the January window, and I opened, or went to open, the save so that I could do this particular episode a couple of days ago, and it turned out that, I don't know what happened, the file corrupted or something, but I have a save file and a backup save file for each of my career modes, and neither of the Inter Milan files that I tried to open would open. And I tried various different methods of trying to get it to work. I cleared cache, I had set the console. The only thing I didn't try, which I wish I had done at the time, was letting someone else download my gamer tag and try and access it that way to then perhaps try and resave. But unfortunately, those saves were gone. So what I had to do was spend an entire day, like literally 14 hours, starting a new save, mimicking the exact same transfers that we got in the first original save, and then playing on beginner for 4-minute games and replicating every single result that we had up to this point. Now, I got goal scorers correct, I got starting lineups correct. Obviously, substitute appearances wasn't able to include because that would have taken me 30 hours rather than 14. But I have replicated the results up to this point. So every result that we've gotten so far in the league is as it was in the original save. So this is the point we're at right now. It was either a case of me spending the time doing that to get us back to where we were, or restarting an entire new save, and I really didn't want to do that. So hopefully you guys can appreciate the effort that I went to try and keep this particular series alive. Unfortunately, the table is pretty similar to how it was on the original save file. I'll put up a picture of the original save file on your screen now on the left hand side, and I'll try and get this table on the right hand side. It might be a bit squashed by the time that I've been able to put the two pictures side by side, but as you can see, they're pretty much the same. Everybody seems to be where they were. Points tallies are about the same. The only difference really is the fact that Napoli were top of the table and they're now 13th. That's the only one that is kind of properly out of sync. But as you can see, the points tallies are about the same. We have the same stats, obviously, because I've replicated all of our own results. So we're kind of where we were, and we're still in second by a couple of points. Roma are top this time rather than Napoli, and we're still a point or 2 points clear of AC Milan, and Juventus are a little bit further back, and then Fiorentina are there with, Lazio are a little bit lower. But you know what I mean? I spent, it was genuinely 14, 15 hours over the last couple of days just playing every single game again on beginner. And there were a few own goals that had to be put in because the computer, I had to have it on beginner so that obviously I could get the right result. But then obviously because it was on beginner, the computer weren't necessarily any good at scoring. So I had to, I had to score a couple of own goals with either the goalkeeper or a couple of defenders. But we seem to be okay. Obviously, a couple of the long-term injuries that we did have aren't here now. Like Nemanja Vidic was out for 3 months, I think, and he'd been out for about 2 or 3 weeks already. But everybody is fully fit at this particular moment in time. The progression of some players has been lessened, and the progression of some players has actually gone up a little bit. Some have increased their ratings to where they were on the previous save. Some are around about where they were. Some aren't quite as far up. Like Handanovic was 87 on the previous save. He's now 86. But things like that aren't necessarily going to cause the save file too many problems. So I'm happy with where we are right now with regards the situation of the save. I put a hell of a lot of fucking work into this, so if you could hit the like button and show your appreciation for that, then it would be really much appreciated on my side of things as well. But let's jump into the second half of the episode, shall we, which is going to be having a look at transfer targets. So I did replicate all of the transfers we've done so far. Unfortunately, I think, let me quickly check on the squad report. I will do a squad report next Monday, obviously, because it will be Monday, but the players that we brought in, I paid exactly the same for Bolanta, 8.5 million plus Kuzmanovic. I paid exactly the same for Kavander, 6 million plus D'Ambrosio. Who else did we bring in? we brought in Paulo Dybala, played 13.1 rather than 13 plus Belic for Dybala, so that was about the same. The only thing that didn't really go according to plan was I paid 7.5 plus Isaac Donkor for Moussa Sissoko, and I had to pay straight up 10 million for him because they didn't want Donkor this time around for some reason. So I had to pay straight up cash for Moussa Sissoko, but other than that, everything is exactly the same as it was on the previous save. So I'm quite happy to continue from where we are right now. We have slightly less money than we did, but obviously we are trying to sell on a few players that we already have that I don't necessarily want right now, and I will add those players back to the transfer list. Players like Andreoli, etc. and Joel Obi were two that I put onto the transfer list. So I'm going to do that again right now, and we'll have a look at transfer targets because I've got a few players that I want to look at, and Campagnaro was on the transfer list as well. I'll have a further look at that off camera, but I think everyone is where I expected them to be right now. But let's have a look at the shortlist then. I'm looking for a centre-back, a wide player, and potentially a striker as well. So we'll have a quick look through. Obviously, this is just a very small shortlist, and you guys could give me plenty of suggestions in the comment section to add to this over the next few days when we get back to the series next Monday, of course. But the two centre-backs I've got are Matteo Musacchio and Samuel Umtiti. They're still there from the first time we looked at them in the summer transfer window. When it comes to a potential centre-mid, looking at Eva Banega or Marco Verratti. Obviously, Verratti would be very expensive, so he might have to sit on the back burner until the summer. But Eva Banega is a player we could bring in, and he's obviously a very, very good creative midfielder. He would be he or Verratti would be in to replace Joel Obi. When it comes to a wide player, I'm looking at either Andre Ayew. This guy, Denis Cherisev, is on loan at Villarreal from Real Madrid. There we go. He's on loan at Villarreal from Real Madrid, but he looks decent actually. Perhaps potentially a good grower. Although Andre Ayew could be a good grower as well. 25 and 24 years of age, is 78 and 77 respectively. We've still got Berardi and Gökhan Toure here. Berardi's on loan for this entire season at Sassuolo from Juventus, and Gökhan Toure was a new transfer to Besiktas, so I'm not sure whether he'd be available or not. Felipe Anderson we looked at in the previous transfer window. He's still there, but he would be very, very expensive. Another player I started to have a look at was Yannick Carrasco, the Belgian guy from Monaco. He does look quite promising actually, so let me know in the comment section what you think of him. And then when it comes to a striker, the only person I have right now is Marco Sau. I would like someone with pace and good dribbling, and obviously Sau fits that bill, so let me know if there's anyone else that kind of fits that particular mould of striker that you might want me to have a look at. But yeah, that is kind of where I'm at right now. Transfer target was, I'm not really too sure where to spend my money because we don't have too much. Obviously, if I buy a winger, I can always play Shaqiri in a central role, which isn't a problem, and we can look to continue to use him out wide. And then obviously we've still got Nagatomo and Jonathan that we can use as wide replacements. And when it comes to centre backs, obviously Nemanja Vidic is ageing, and I'll be looking to move him on either in this window or at the end of the season. Obviously, Hugo Campagnaro is very old now, 34, so we're going to be moving him on this window. So I am going to want a centre-back to replace either or both of those. And when it comes to centre-mids, Joel Obi's going to go out, and we're going to bring someone else in who's just straight up better on his base stats and can grow from there. And then out wide, obviously, and up top, obviously Rodrigo Palacio is 32 years old now. We have Dybala and what's his face, Mauro Icardi, but obviously I play two up top, so if someone gets injured, we then don't have the rotation ability because of fitness, etc. Should fixes get on top of us, which they might do as we head deeper into a European competition and have to pick up the Coppa Italia over the next few weeks as well, then I wouldn't have the depth in that particular position to be able to field, decently fit players in the starting 11. So that's why I'm looking for a striker as well. We don't have much money, like I say, but we are hoping to move out some players, so maybe we could bring in two or three players in this particular transfer window, or we could just hold off until the start of the summer transfer window and just kind of maybe use this money for potentially some youth scouts. Maybe you'll have to let me know in the comment section what you think about an option like that. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Apologies about the different save file, but unfortunately FIFA was being FIFA, and I could not get the file to open, so I had to replicate it. Hopefully you guys appreciate the hours upon hours of work that went into getting us back to where we were, and like I say, if you enjoyed the episode, And appreciate that workload, then hit the like button, and if you could leave me some transfer suggestions in the comment section down below as well, that'd be very much appreciated. But I'm going to keep this one short and sweet, although it's probably almost 10 minutes now. But yeah, that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. There'll be a career mode Road to Glory episode later on tonight, of course, and probably a stream tonight as well. Follow me on Twitter if you don't already to find out what and when I'll be... Well, when I'll be streaming is 8:45, but to find out what I'll be streaming, whether it's Football Manager or Pro Evolution 2015, I'm not sure as of yet, as of the recording of this, but I'm waffling now. That will bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.